Hey YouTube, got a pretty awesome new knife from Sweden. This is the Mora bait knife. I'm not reviewing it as only a fish knife, not at all. This is a great general utility knife, super lightweight. All right, and came quite sharp. I did touch this up just a tiny bit on my Spyderco Sharp Maker. Right, just a tiny bit, but it came sharp, and you know, now it's just scary sharp. Just did about 25 passes on my Spyderco Sharp Maker. All right, so the Mora bait knife. This has like a mirror finish, so I got to hold it at a certain angle or you're not even going to be able to see the blade, so that is kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, here I finally got an angle where you're not just seeing reflections. Now this blade, it is very useful because it's so lightweight. It's about 4 ounces. The blade length is 4.5 inches. You know, normally I measure blade length from there to the tip because I want to know how much reach my knife has, but because this doesn't really have a thrusting tip, the reach is irrelevant, so I measure it from here to there, which is 4.5 inches, because you see the guard right there, you know, it's angled. Now what freaking fascinates me about this knife is the blade shape and the grind. Obviously, you know, flat grind there. Now, if you know about knives and you've cut things and sliced things, you know that that blade shape with that grind and the thinness of this blade, this is 0.08 inches in thickness, meaning it's thinner than like extremely thin machetes. All right, so that grind plus the thinness, plus that slightly swept blade shape, this thing would be a monster slicer. I mean, this thing is a slice-o-matic, essentially. It's a slicing machine. And as you can see, the tip, it has a forward tip. Now, the tip it is slightly swept back, so it's not forward of the edge itself, but the tip is definitely forward of, if you draw an imaginary like center line down the blade, the tip is well forward of the center line of the blade. That's why I say forward tip. And the good thing about that tip, it's kind of like a Wharncliffe's or a sheep's foot, in that like a Wharncliffe blade is obviously great for utility because it's shaped like a box cutter. It's a utility blade. In other words, you can do a pulling or drawing cut with the forward tip. Okay, so what we have here is a monster slicer combined with a tip design that's extremely good for utility. And the handle itself, it's very simple, but it is very ergonomic. It does allow you to apply a lot of force, a lot of pressure. So that is a good handle. It's also lightweight. And of course, even though you can't see the tang, it does go back a good ways. And because the handle, you know, that material is glommed onto the tang, you know, it's never going to come loose. It's never going to come loose from that tang, because it's not like a push tang with like stacked leather that could conceivably come loose. I mean, that synthetic material is bonded onto that tang, so it doesn't worry me at all, you know, that Moras don't have a visible tang. That's not going to be a problem. But yeah, at 4 ounces, yeah, I mean, a monster slicer with good utility cutting too, and so lightweight. And the steel on this is a Swedish steel. It's a Sandvik steel, all right, a stainless. Nice. Yeah, so, you know, overall, I always pay attention to anything that Mora comes out with. It's just a great company, especially if you want budget conscious and very useful blades. Alright, so yeah, the price is right. I don't think this is only, you know, for use on the water, not at all. This is a kitchen knife, a kitchen camp knife, a utility knife. I mean, it does not come with a sheath, okay, but that's fine. I'm just going to throw it into like a little kitchen drawer. You can use it for food prep, for utility. It's just a very useful overall blade shape and design from a great company, so I basically had to show it to you. Alright YouTube, I hope you liked this video. Basically a show and tell on a cool new Mora that I encountered. This is sold at Knife Works, it's sold on Amazon, and those are the only places so far that I've seen it at. Alright, so if you need a utility knife, consider this. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.